not Northrop. It's one of the flight companies that tried to do the aircraft carrier with like little planes on the wings that they could detach and like send out. And I remember doing a video about it, but it's the most insane thing because they were like, okay, well, first off, it needs to be nuclear powered because we need it to be able to stay up there for about 41 days. And it's like, hey, crazy start. Okay, like that's an insane beginning. And yeah, they were like, yeah, we're just gonna it's like a hornet's nest of death. It's crazy. You could send one and take over any country on Earth. Like that was.
This is why I love like Skunk Works, is because they just give them money and they just go, hey, look, you guys are obviously morbidly autistic. You could figure out ways to kill people that we haven't even begun to think about. Here's a few $1 million, just with shit.
Yeah.
Just around. And then they come back, we're like, oh, wow, we figured out how to drop submarines out of airplanes that can do nuclear strikes all over the planet. And you're
Your
like,
submarine can fly now.
Yeah.
It's a plane. Yep.
It does both and all. Like that's, We thought, what if it was a crossover between everything?
And the brazen bull. So now it scoops the human up and cooks them. So they scream. and it makes them afraid. And then it shoots their body parts out and kills people. And you're like, what? Because they're morbidly autistic.
It's actually powered by the screams.
It's powered by their pain.
It's the R-rated It's the R-rated version of Monsters Inc.
We must get out of here.
Ding!
Start prodding the prisoner.
Bring in the next POW.
We've been in law school. They feed on fear. It's great. Oh my gosh.
Government's like, you did what? We turned souls into fuel.
The DOD inspector's like, dear Lord.
We didn't know we'd proven souls yet. But we made them gas. Yeah, that's great.
But we made them gas. They're invading hell now.
Yeah.
Give us this. This is more priceless than oil. Like, that's what it took.
The Lockheed guy doesn't even look up. He's like, yeah, we've had the theory for a while.
We actually we played Doom 2016 and we were like, we can make that work. Like, that's so. I love that stuff so much.
Doomslayer. What? That's just the name of your weapon? No, it's the name of a dude. It's a Doomslayer.
We
have one now.
We own one. Yeah, that's part of our program. That is like that DARPA. Some of these crazy things that they're just like, what if we throw money out and wait until insane things come back? I love some of the stuff that it's come up with where you're just like, wow. That person was really smart and we should keep an eye on them for like freaking sure. Like
we're really good at spending money on stuff. And then they just hide it. How long was the psychic one?
Oh, Stargate. Isn't that Stargate?
The projection.
Astral projection.
Not astral projection. It's like,
psychic things where you could see where the things, but of course it never worked.
Isn't it astral?
That's a different thing. But
astral projection. What is the
remote viewing?
Remote viewing.
There it is. Yes.
And and this is one where you're like millions, and you're like, oh, but they got rid of it.
You're
like 30 years. We're doing it.
Then again, that one asshole said he found the Ark of the Covenant, and he just described the scene from Indiana Jones.
There's a it's around. There's a lot of sand. It's dark, and people who speak Arabic. It's like, oh wow.
Exactly. Thanks, man. Yeah, you really narrowed that down.
That was the one weird part that we did talk about, where they're like, they spent. I'm shitting these numbers out. They're not real numbers, but like 80 million the first 2 years. They showed their findings to the CIA, and then they got like 150 million for the next couple of years. It's like
that was because the one guy was. When you look at they're breaking it down, Y files, AJ does a really good job of it, and he then does, okay, this is why it's fake. But then he goes on, he's like, yeah, this is the hard one because he was 90% right on when he would do this stuff, or we'd bring in the top two in the field, and they would both have pretty close ideas. And AJ tries to break it apart for the most part. He's like, this isn't fake. He's like, this is the hard one where I don't want to believe in this shit because it sounds stupid. But just as Brandon said, they go, hey, we're going to put $80 million in it. And then in 2 years later, they're like, here's $160 million.
It's-
in it.
you
It's
guys
shit
realize-
that makes
yeah.
you go, huh?
Well, you guys realize there was also like an absurd amount of LSD being passed around the offices.
Oh,
That's
God.
like,
Oh,
there's,
yeah, that too.
there's the other option is like, did you put 15? I put 150. Pass me a tab. You know what I mean? Like that's
I was just listening to his actually. I think it was him talking about Operation Midnight Climax, where they were just luring people into a brothel and giving them a bunch of LSD,
That's
just like
fucking
like
hilarious.
American citizens.
yes,
It was
absolutely.
in- I think it was San Francisco, just
was
like
in San-
back in
yeah.
the 70s.
Wait, what was this?
They were trying to like see how LSD affected people, and so they titled it Midnight Climax, which is objectively hilarious. And they went into brothels and they just drugged Johns.
The official write up on that. Why? Funny.
Giggles. Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
is and again, this is the U.S. government.
Oh yeah, there's been some.
This is a verified.
Well, there's the story about the NATO guy, the NATO, I want to say general, who got kidnapped by an Italian group that was like, I want to say they were a communist Italian group that had previously killed the former prime minister of Italy. And so they were like, yep, we got him. We'll kill him. But we want information. And so they tried to bring in the Stargate guy and they were like, he is in Italy. And they were like, oh yeah, we freaking know that, dude. And it was actually the Italian police that ended up going in. They busted through the door and like punched out they essentially put some huge Italian guys on it. But turns out that general, his name's Dozier, I want to say, he's still alive to this day, but he still has hearing damage because they didn't want him to be able to communicate with anybody. So they put headphones on him and just blasted rock the entire time. And he's like, I got to be honest, I still can't listen to rock the same way ever again. Like that was his entire thing. But yeah, Stargate they tried to implement it. And they were like, damn, like that wasn't even close.
No shit.
Yeah.
So was that the failure where they finally pulled out of it?
I think that was in the 80s, and so I want to say that was closing up where they're like, hey, are we tired of spending money like this? And they were like, let's move it to other things. And it
Well, and so this is where like, because I don't obviously think any of that shit's actually real, but
yeah.
it makes you wonder because there's a lot of shit that the government spent money on throughout the years, like Operation Mockingbird and things like that, where like we actually spent a decent bit of money, like the CIA controlling our news organizations and all sorts of shit. And we don't worry, nobody who was ever involved with it ever went to jail. Nobody got repercussions for anything they did. But one day, suddenly in the 90s, we decided to stop, and we would never do that.
We would not do that. That is always the thing about like, you always wonder it's in so many things, what our technology is going to like, what are people going to look back at us and go, oh man, they were idiots. You know what I mean? And there's plenty of it because we look back all the time at people and we're like, they were eating that. That's a terrible idea. The first emperor of China, he was trying to be immortal. And so he drank a life-giving potion. It was mercury. So that didn't go well, but it's like,
Because it looked really cool.
it probably did look awesome.
Yo, that can't be bad for me.
Yeah.
Oh, you see a shiny metal? Yeah, you drink that, you live 100 a year, you know?
Forever.
Gorgeous shots, you talk a lot.
Well, and it's,
and then it's the cool metal going down your throat. Man, I feel dope.
I feel dope and dead and,
metal
super dead.
poisoning.
Yeah.
I feel like the two things for that, or I think three things for our generation is going to be lead. Lead, microplastics, and
Microplastics.
radiation therapy.
Dude, no,
Like radiation therapy is one of those weird ones where I'm like, all right, is it better than dying from cancer? Yes, objectively so. But I feel like in 100 years, when we've solved a lot of these problems, they're going to look back at that like bloodletting.
No,
You decided to get blasted by radiation. That was your fix.
I think that will have. I think that'll stay around for a while. But the
For sure.
microplastics,
Until we have a better one,
microplastics are one where we don't know. There's a lot of things where we just don't know right now. It's like food dyes,
we know.
colors. Well, like to
We
an
know we
extent,
just don't care.
lead
Makes me think like vaping, like popcorn lung and things like
popcorn
that. And
lung
like
is terrifying.
Like
Lead is, dude, lead. That is how, what was the trip to, was it the South Pole or the North Pole? And it's
they went one way. We're not sure which, but they
one of them, but it
We
was
got one
that
of 'em.
famous, hey, we're going to hit here. Oh shit, they did tack welding. They cut costs, the government did on that expedition, and the cans were welded with lead, I want to say.
Oh, like soldered or something like that?
Yeah, but lead. And then,
Ew.
sure shit, after 6 months, 8 months, they're just eating lead. Oh, the doctor on it were seeing scurvy or what they thought was scurvy. with gums and people going crazy, he started feeding the monkey the food, the canned food. Monkey in a month went ape shit, and they're like, "Oh, fuck." Yeah,
We're all there for that.
Yeah, it was like, "Oh, we've just been doing lead poisoning this entire time. Oh shit, we're sorry." What? Everyone dies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those are some of those crazy
Not
months.
service
Yeah.
related.
And again, as you say, yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Let's just chalk this one up to a learning experience.
Yeah.
You know, I think we all learned something.
Bikini Bottom or any of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bikini Atolls. And
Yeah, dude. You just walk towards nuclear explosions. It's like, hey, we got to write Joe. Private.
we don't like you that much. Go that way.
Yeah.
Like that's
This is the shitbag private.
Yeah, and they're like,
To be fair,
at least
had
I
to
got
be-
my mask on, and the radiation's just fucking murdering.
It's gonna look really cool.
I was going to say that had to be like, no pun intended, once in a lifetime experience. Just to, that's rad.
high fiving as you walk.
yeah. That's look, somebody get a picture. Okay, this is awesome.
They did. They had the courtesy to film all of it. Imagine
pretty
being able to say I was one of those guys.
Yeah,
Imagine
well,
being able to
for a short
You
amount of
can't 'cause
time.
You're dead.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Your DNA has been blown.
We
to
really did.
pieces.
We a lot of those guys.
Not service related.
Not
Yeah,
so
not so
sure.
sure.